Did you hear about Donovan McNabb?
Yeah. Yeah, I got, yeah. Shut up. That's about my only opinion.
Now, why do you say that? Because, see, if I'm RG3, I got to tell you what McNabb said about him isn't that off track. He is doing a lot. Doing commercials. He's out doing interviews. He's jumping jacks. He's, this and that. About reading playbooks and getting familiar with things and working on football. What you get paid to do. To me, I don't have a problem with anything McNabb said. The guy played a long time in this league.
13 years.
Made it to a lot of playoffs. Didn't win any championships. But then again, neither did Jim Kelly. And he made 4 straight Super Bowls.
Only quarterback to ever do that.
So, I mean, you look at it, and I think Donovan McNabb has a right to speak his opinion and try and maybe say, hey, listen, kid, why don't you, put that other stuff aside? Because I've sat here and told you I don't know how many times, Dave, you've got to show me you could be great year after year and not be a one-year wonder.
My thing is this. I was just about to type in the chat room, but I'll just say it instead. The reason this is even in the media is because Donovan McNabb's pride got hurt when RG3 and his father blew him off for a meeting. That's the only reason this is even in the media. He was mad. So he decided he would go tell some reporters so they can make a news story out of it instead. He got blown off by RG3 and his dad because he was really hoping to sit down and talk to RG3 about all the things that he brought up. Everything I've ever heard about RG3, reports, things I've read, everybody says the kid's one of the hardest workers they've ever met. This is a kid that graduated high school and college both in a 3-year time span. Well, 3 years in high school, 3 years in college. That's all he needed to get his degrees.
Are you sure about the 3 years of college?
To get a degree, he did it in 3 years.
I'm just saying because I don't think that's right. Because I know he didn't start at Baylor. He might have played 3 years at Baylor or been there for 3 years, but he didn't. He was somewhere else first. So that's what I'm saying is I'm not sure because when you transfer credits and everything else, I'm not really sure he graduated in that 3-year window that you're saying. But maybe you're right.
I have no idea how things worked from where he transferred from to Baylor, but he got a degree from Baylor in 3 years, 6 semesters. I think he did some some summer courses as well, obviously, to speed the process up. This is a major university. It's not like, but either which way, he's one of the smartest young men that have ever come out of college. The kid knows how to work, and he knows what he needs to do his work. The one thing McNabb said that I agree with is the fact that you don't need to be having a media circus at OTAs. So people can ask you every 2 minutes, what's up with your knee and how's the rehab coming and all that. And I don't care, and they don't need to be coming out and saying, oh, he's got superhuman healing, like that kind of stuff. I agree. Nonsense.
Yeah,
unnecessary. Yeah, unnecessary. But to me, McNabb coming out and going to the media to make all these judgments because RG3, and now this is me saying this. Nobody told me this. This is not like, oh, they made the article and they're like, oh, by the way, McNabb only told us this because he was pissed. This is my assumption. But I truly believe that this is the only reason this is even in the news right now is because McNabb got mad that they didn't want to have a meeting with him. So he decided to go to the news to a news outlet instead and so that way he can still get across everything he wanted to say to RG3. I have no problem with McNabb trying to help RG3. But you helping him in the media does absolutely nothing. It's like when a player has a problem with his coach and he goes in through the media to say it.
All I'm saying is, what could sitting down with McNabb hurt? What could talking to him hurt? And I tend to agree with what he said. Now, you could say he said it in anger or not. I still agree with what he said.
Thank you, John. RG3 graduated in 3 years with a bachelor's degree in political science and a 3.67 GPA while appearing on the dean's list twice. His final year of college in college sports eligibility, he was studying for a master's degree in communication. So before he even left Baylor, he was starting his master's. Kid's smart. I get it. Playbooks, X's and O's, play calls, completely different, especially than something like a political science. I get that. I think a playbook's probably one of the hardest things any person has to study because, especially at a quarterback, you got to know what everybody's doing, not just you. So I am sure what he has to study is possibly even harder. But I'm sorry. I don't think McNabb has any need or reason to go through the media to try and help RG3 slow down. He's 22 years old? He's got the world at his foot. He can do whatever the hell he wants down in Washington. Everybody loves the guy. Everybody. After 1 year. I agree with you on the longevity thing. I agree with John. Watch out. That second year, Cam got sent for a loop. I agree with both of you. 1 year does not mean you are the future star quarterback of a team. It just doesn't mean it. You have to do it more than a year. You have to do it for more than 2 years.
So there's a reason they call it the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
And it's not because it happened one time to one guy. It's because it happens multiple times to multiple guys because the more you get film on them, the more you watch them play, the more you can game plan for them. Now they have a whole season to look at, all right, this is what RG3 did last year. How do we stop it? And defenses are going to be prepared. Now it's how does he make adjustments? How does Shanahan make adjustments off of that? And with him not playing right now and him not being able to participate in OTAs and him not being able to do things, it doesn't make his job any easier. So if I were him, I'd be at all the OTAs. I'd be everywhere I could possibly be with my team, building that camaraderie, building that, whatever you could build up, reading playbooks, studying everything I could study. And maybe he is, maybe he isn't. From everything I'm reading, how are you doing commercials, and traveling here and traveling there, and doing all that stuff too? I think especially when you're a young quarterback, all you should focus on is football.
I mean,
now,
he's at OTAs. He just can't play.
Yeah, but, listen, I don't think he's going – I said it for years now. I don't think he's going to play as well. I don't like the running style of quarterback. It's a fad in the NFL. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. It's going to go out the window again at some point. Can he make the adjustment and be a pocket passer? That's the thing. Can he stand in the pocket, or does everything have to be a rollout?
Yeah, and there's a reason that Luck went before him, because NFL teams agree with what you're saying. Mm-hmm. They still rather have a guy that can throw the ball first from the pocket and then run, not run and then throw from the pocket.
That's what you pay a running back for, is to run the ball.
Yeah, so
Plus, every time your quarterback scrambles, you got to worry about a 300-pound lineman crunching down on him.
Yeah. And those guys are a lot faster than people think they are.
Absolutely. Listen, Cam Newton didn't have as good a year this year. I mean, maybe record-wise they ended the same, but he didn't have statistically as good a year this year as he did last year.
Well, his yards and touchdowns were down, but his interceptions were down as well, and his completion percentage was up.
Yeah, but he didn't take that team and transform them into a playoff team or even a 500 team.
And he didn't wow people the way he did in his rookie year.
He did not wow people. I don't think Russell Wilson is going to wow people next year. And I'll be honest, I don't think RG3 is necessarily going to wow people, and I wouldn't be surprised if, he may come back for week 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if by week 10 you're seeing Kirk Cousins again. Just wouldn't be shocked by it. And not because RG3 isn't playing well, but because if you're not right with your knee and you're trying to run, all it takes is one of those linemen. That's all. That's why people don't want their quarterbacks running.
Yeah.
Running backs are meant to take a lick and keep on ticking.
And that's
QBs aren't.
And that's why they teach quarterbacks slide.